welcome to hole number 1. We're starting off here with a par 4, and I'm going all the way to the green, or as close as possible. I've got 2 top, 2 right here. It all depends on the wind that you're working with. I'm adjusting it at 10% max, kind of eyeballing it a little bit here, because at the end of the day, we're giving this one max overpower, and I'm giving it like max right curl with this club, or like 3/4 of a ball of curl. Do what you can, try to hit perfect here, and you know, even a little bit of a minor grate shouldn't be too bad. There is that bunker on the left, definitely in play, but you know what, I think the risk reward ratio here is absolutely well worth it, because if you can get anywhere down in this area, then it's going to leave you a really nice wedge shot. Now I've got 20% max written down. I'm really using the Jared A. Endbringer method here, and I'm playing this one 20% elevation with no spin and keeping that slider right around that 50% mark. So check out his video, definitely a link in the description. And yeah, something that's really going to help up your game is if you can get these wedge shots to start dropping more often than not, because you know that's such a pain when you have a beautiful drive and you don't convert to eagle. So this tournament, I'm going to say this first hole is going to be really, really important to get the drop. Good luck. We'll see you on hole number 2. Hole 2, beautiful Nordic Fjords course, but not a very beautiful hole. I'm playing this one with a Marlin and a sniper, giving it just a single bar of backspin. Now you see I'm moving around, looking around, checking to see what the heck we're going to do. Ultimately, I've kind of got this blue ring just over touching this left rough, and you can see that second bounce. There's a little bit of a sticky spot down there on the fringe, or just having that second bounce just before the fringe. So kind of gives you an indicator of where you can play. Now, I hate this hole. It's very, very difficult, but you know what? It's certainly worth a shot here. I'm going to show you a second way to play it right after this, but as you can see from the outcome here, this definitely presents us with an opportunity and gives us a chance for a safe play here, and definitely not going to use a better ball unless I got this one dialed in on the weekend wind. Okay, so hole 2, second demonstration here. This is a bit more spicy. We've upped it to the katana. As you can see, 3.5 top, 3 left. And we're going for a rough bump here, right at this little rock. So take a close look at this. You might not want to play this in every kind of wind. I am having to push the adjustment in this situation, but you know, this is actually not too bad. As you can see, you can adjust right through into that rock. So you know, it's hard to say. This is a tough hole, but this gives us another option, another way to look at it. And, you know, maybe this is going to be the way to play for you. Might be the way to play for me. Once again here, just getting oh so close. I really want to get this one in the Heroes of Rock tournament. Hole number 3 is our first par 5. I'm bringing my extra mile once again with a Titan ball. Definitely an argument to be playing with a Kingmaker if you want to have more side spin to work with, but 2 bars of top here and just about a half a bar or so of right spin given this kind of cross headwind condition. The idea is I'm driving to this rightmost fairway. Kind of looks like a little bit of a kidney bean, if you will, and we really want to just get this ball safely close to the end of this fairway. So depending on the wind, if you have a right to left wind, you might need to use some right curl here. So keep that in mind. We'll have to just play with it. That's why I update my notes. So second shot then, I'm playing 10% with the sniper. Now, this is only a level 5 sniper, so we can reach with this. You're going to reach with your higher level snipers, that's for sure. And we're not doing too much with the spin here. I actually end up using 0.5 bars of backspin just to slow it down a little bit. But again, look at that wind. You see the direction it's coming from. If you have a strong tailwind here, for example, you're probably going to use a couple bars of backspin. And, you know, it just all depends on the situation. So that's why I make this pre-tournament video. It gives us a chance to start thinking about the shots, thinking about the holes, and deciding what way we want to play it. And, you know, that's kind of the fun of the game in a lot of ways, especially in the tournament style of Golf Clash. So line it up here. Take a careful look at where the rings of my landing position, but understand that higher level snipers and those rings are going to be a different size. Nonetheless, good chance here to get yourself a drop. We'll see you over on hole number 4. If you're finding value from this video and you want to get some updated notes that you can follow along and have throughout the tournament, check out patreon.com/erelicgaming. Let's get back to the video. Hole number 4, and you'll see me getting a little carried away with the Kingmaker here. You don't really need to go any more than maybe a Katana ball. It does help to have that side spin 3, so check your ball inventory accordingly. Nonetheless, I don't even use the full side spin here. I'm really just using like 1 1/4 back, 1 1/4 right. It's how I lined it up this time with this wind. Now, this isn't the greatest outcome, so it's going to take a little more work to get this one where we want it to go, but I also tried to do a rough bump on this hole. I didn't save the shot to use it in this video because the slope that you have to land on in front of the green here is very steep. And I feel like that's going to give us really inconsistent rollouts. You see the steep edges on these things. So I'm going to work with this kind of bounce in approach, and I think we're going to find ourselves something that's going to work. I'll see you on hole number 5. Hole number 5, it feels like such an iconic hole to me. I play the drive, extra mile, and a Titan ball. I'm giving it 2 left. 1 bar of backspin here. Now I play the second bounce a little bit far past that bunker. I'd like to just kind of back it up a little bit and only have that second bounce just a couple of rings above that bunker. But nonetheless, we give it a little click left curl here, which depending on the wind, may or may not be necessary. And you're going to hit and roll, and just be careful. Don't go too far here, which it actually helps me out a bit on the second shot. Now, second shot here, you see I have a Viper recommended. The reason for that is I find most of my rookie counts, the sniper just doesn't quite reach for this shot. However, having this a little bit of extra power, a little bit of top spin really seems to help me in. Now, see that little glitch? Give it left spin. Right, so 2 left, 1 1/2 top. Works out to be a little bit much in this situation. Even with this slight headwind, I do give it the overpower, which I probably didn't need to do. But I think unless you have high level clubs, you might want to play this shot the first time for sure with the Viper to make sure you're going to be able to reach. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to wait and see what the qualifying round brings, and we're going to play it accordingly. So, okay. All right, so hole number 6, this is a conservative path, bringing that Titan and a big topper. I give this max top and 1 bar of right spin. I'm lining it up. You see that ball guide kind of lining just to the left of that rock, but bouncing on the second fairway. That's important here. So max top, a little bit of side spin, and this one is nice because you don't need to use any overpower. Doesn't require any, fancy skills to get this one done. You just need to hit perfect. Now, if you hit a great ball on this drive, there's a strong chance you're going to find yourself in some trouble. However, this is a difficult drive on this hole, no matter how you look at it, and I will show you a second option right after we conclude the second shot. Second shot, I'm playing this with a thorn, and 0% minimum distance is what I make the adjustment here. Now, you're going to see a little spoiler alert. I do hit a slight great left on this, and we miss just slightly left of the hole. Importantly, I think, is that we have the bottom of the yellow ring here just on green, and I'm not actually using any spin at all for this shot, and the weight of the ball looks very, very good. So bottom of the yellow there, no spin. Maybe there's a tiny little tick of top spin there, I guess. Maybe that's important, maybe it's not. It all depends on the wind that we're playing in. So make our nice little minimum adjustment here. And overall, it's played decently well. We just can't do that. That's the little problem. But you'll see here, the margin of miss is very, very small, which means that a perfect shot, we're going to be darn close. Okay, so basically hole number 6, the fun way. Max top, 1 left. Extra mile is the driver, and I'm using a power 5 ball. Now, if you have a bigger club and you want to use a smaller ball to achieve the same result, all the power to you. However, this is what I have to use with an extra mile 6. So max overpower here. I'm not really using any curl at all. There is fairly tight margins down the middle here. The bunker on the right especially is in place. So you don't want to be hitting great rights there. A little close for comfort. However, as you can see, this sets us up. We don't even need that end bringer. If you do it right, tappy tappy, get your eagle. Hole number 7 here, and I'm coming in with a reasonably conservative play. Katana ball, the backbone. I've got max right and like about a half a ball of backspin. Of course, that's with the headwind here. It's all going to depend on the wind that you're working with. This is a shot that I took quite a while ago, and I think this is a safe rookie advice. As you can see, there's not a lot of room to work with in front of the green except for the sand. Now, if you want to be extra spicy, bring a horizon with max topspin and do a sand bump on this hole. I've done it in pro, And it's certainly something that can be done. I've watched it be sunk, and I may have done so myself. However, from rookie here, I don't anticipate that most players are going to be bringing a Horizon to the game, so that's why I'm not showing that option right now. But as you can see, this is a very makeable, and I think we can get her done. Good luck. So hole number 8 is just like so many of these other holes that there's a couple different options that we can use to play it, and I'm going to show you both of them. I play the conservative approach here in headwind on the left-hand side. Give it a couple bars of topspin, whatever feels comfortable with the wind that you have. I got a little bit of 1 bar here and a little bit of right spin. I mean, just play it to this safe fairway here. And nothing crazy, just 10% max. Bounce it over here, and I mean, I'm using a Titan ball. Like, this was quite a while ago. I would say if you're just going to lay it up, probably just bring this down to a Quasar or something like that. Maybe even just a Navigator, because you don't really need a big amount of side spin or anything like that. And, you know, wind 2 is more than enough to give you a reasonable chance playing at this route. So no big deal. Just bounce it safe and easy right down here. It's going to set us up for a second shot with the Thorn. I like the Thorn on this spot because it does give us a lot of backspin to work with. There's tight margins on this side. However, as roughly minimum distance is what I end up playing here. Depending on your flavor, you know, you can set these shots up any way you like. So I just lined it up with a little bit of room there on the fairway, and I'm really just eyeballing it at this point. Back then, that's 4.5 bars of backspin, 1 bar of left spin, and I've basically got that third bounce right in the cup. I don't really like using that much backspin for a Thorn shot very often, so I would probably try to avoid this conservative left-hand side route more often than not. So I'm really looking forward to showing you the next shot. Nonetheless, this shows you that there's a path here, and it's absolutely droppable. And yeah, if you have to, it can be done. All right, so hole number 8, and this one we're kind of going for the gusto. Definitely consider a power 5 ball here, but you know what? I didn't have too many in my inventory at the time, so we're going to line it up here, 2 left, and I do give it just a little tick of backspin here because we're going to go max overpower into this kind of skinny landing position. But as you can see, the reward for making this shot is exceptional. Max OP, just about a half a ball of left curl here into this left to right wind. Always take note that wind condition is everything. And boy, oh boy, this is a really beautiful shot. I'm glad I gave it that little tick of backspin. You might want to make sure to use a half to a full bar of backspin, but look at that, speed comes in nicely. For a par 4, we will take a little tap in, boom. All right, last hole, par 5, and you know what? This drive, just grip it and rip it. I'm giving it max top and a bar of right spin, even into this decent little headwind here. I'm basically going to follow this path each and every time. You know, if you've got the inventory, step it up, but I'm using max overpower here. We just want to get this one down the middle of the fairway, just like this. Ooh, even with the great ball, I thought it was really important to show you how it comes out here. We still have room to play. It gets a little close to the edge there, but I like how this fairway flares out near the end and gives you a lot of room to work with. Second shot here, you know, it's hard to recommend this sniper, especially even with a level 7 and we're not reaching very far at all. With better wind conditions, this shot looks a little bit nicer, but as you can see, this is no easy like Albie, right? I mean, you see how you can give this a little bit of overpower, a little bit of curl, and, you know, get it down there. You're going to see here, this is a fair attempt, but you're going to have to really step up your ball choice and maybe have overpowered clubs to be able to die this one. It's super duper easy. Either way, we gave it a good run. I'm really looking forward to playing this one in the tournament. Good luck in this Heroes of Rock tournament, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me in this Heroes of Rock rookie walkthrough tournament. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to check out my new Patreon for the updated tournament rookie notes, patreon.com/erelicgaming. And hey, hit the like button and subscribe now so you don't miss out on any of my future content. Good luck to you in the tournament.